Hey guys, how's it going? This is Michael.
This is Kyle.
And this is our spoiler-free review of Infinity War. It finally came out.
It's here.
Been waiting for a decade for this movie, and it finally came out.
Yeah. We saw it yesterday in IMAX, and it was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was.
So our spoiler-free review, go see it. Okay, you guys can.
Yeah, this is
can log out now.
This is non-spoiler. This is a non-spoiler review, by the way. So don't worry about getting any plot details or character information or anything like that. We'll have a spoiler cast right after this.
Yes, we will. Which I have a lot to say about it. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, go see it. Absolutely well worth your money. It is amazing, an amazing film. Kyle, what do you have spoiler free for us?
It's the best Marvel movie they've made so far.
Really? You think so?
Okay.
Was it better than the first Avengers?
Yeah, easy.
First Avengers is my favorite film.
Yeah.
I would say it's almost on par with the first Avengers.
It was definitely better than the first Avengers. I'd say in terms of it being a great movie, I think things like Black Panther, I think things like Winter Soldier, and even the first Avengers and the first Iron Man, they're better movies.
Yeah.
But which one out of all of those did I enjoy the most? It was this movie.
Well, that's the thing about this movie is that this movie is non-stop. This movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes long.
Right.
I was thougly entertained.
It didn't feel like 2 hours and 40 minutes.
I was thoroughly entertained the entire time. Things kept coming out, like hitting you from left field. Whenever you were about to get bored with one scene, they cut off and jump to a different scene, and then you're right back into it again.
And the movie was much funnier than I thought it was going to be.
It was hilarious, and it was really good because to me, Thor Ragnarok had a lot of lines in there that were very forced. This movie, no forced lines, but hilarious.
Right? No, absolutely, and it's so funny because it was also very dark. Like there were so many things that happened in this movie that the last 10 years were leading up to, and the next 10 years will be affected by this whole thing. Like this was the linchpin of the entire Marvel universe and what they were building to, and it was really dark.
And it was a conglomeration of everything, and honestly, bringing Guardians into it, bringing Spider-Man into it, bringing all these different characters and having them all meet each other.
Different
Doctor
movies too.
Strange and Iron Man.
And like, these were different feeling movies too.
It was all seamless.
Right.
Like me, and this is one of the videos that we were gonna film. If you guys are interested in watching it, Kyle and I have vastly different opinions on the first Guardians of the Galaxy. And to me, that world did not fit within the Avengers universe. And in this movie, it was seamless. It really did. The Guardians played well with everybody else that was in there, and it all worked. It all came together.
Yeah.
And that's what I really enjoyed about this film. It's really easy to have a conglomeration film where you just have a bunch of different backstories and a bunch of different people meshing, and it's kind of forced, and people don't really know how to react to each other, that type of thing. This movie, it was so organic and so natural. And I really, really like that part about it. That's got to be really hard to do when they did it.
The one thing that you're always scared of in a Marvel movie is, did they do the villain justice? Because the Marvel villains have a history of not being the greatest villains. Warmonger was an exception. Yeah. Loki was an exception. Yeah. Can you name another character who wasn't just hell-bent on destruction the entire time for the sake of being hell-bent on destruction? Or, Ultron.
Well, the guy in Civil War, the bad guy in Civil War was pretty good.
Yeah,
was pretty good about it.
They tried with him a lot, and he was a better villain, I guess you would say, because it was about Civil War, about them not getting along. And he had, but I would have liked to have seen him been more puppet stringy master-ish. You know what I mean?
As
the whole time, and because but I will say, without a doubt, Thanos is probably, at least in my opinion, the best part of this movie.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think they did a really, really good job with him. And the mark of a good villain is that he is the hero in his own story. And in this movie, he is the hero of his own story. Right. You feel for him, kind of. In a way, you feel for him. Or at least you see his point. You see his point.
And that's the important distinction. You don't empathize with him or anything like that, but you do understand. You understand where he's coming from.
Exactly. And that's the mark of a good villain. villain, and they knocked it out of the park with this one. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot in this movie that I would love to get to, but those are spoilers.
That's why I have a spoiler cast.
We're gonna have a spoiler version right after this. Be on the lookout for it. Final takeaways: love the movie. I'm gonna go absolutely watch it again. Well worth your money that you pay for a movie ticket. Out of 10, I give it a 9.5 at least.
Oh, that's exactly what I was going to give it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, at least 9.5.
But this wasn't your favorite Avenger or your favorite movie?
It wasn't, simply because there are some things, and again, if you guys haven't seen the spoilers, so I don't want to say anything, but there are some things in there that, linearly didn't make a lot of sense to me. Right. Some things relative. Cool. It's all relative, right? But to me, the first Avengers, and I would love it if you guys can point something wrong on this for me, but to me, the first Avengers was completely holistic. That everyone was completely there wasn't a point at which I'd be like, that person wouldn't do that in real life if this was the situation. But there were a couple scenes in the newest movie, Infinity War, that I'd be like, that doesn't fit his character 100%.
You're gonna have to tell me. You're gonna have to tell me which one's in the spoiler.
So be on the tune for the Infinity War spoiler review, because that's some things that I'll have to talk about.
Yeah. For me, it was also 9.5. Yeah. And it wasn't a perfect movie, but that's because they had to cram a lot into it.
For what they did, it was amazing. And I will say, just as a conglomeration, by far the best. 10 out of 10. Honestly, for bringing everyone on
it was together. The best they could have done with the sort what they were building to,
because they had to make sure everybody had screen time, and everybody had screen time. Right. And they had to make sure everybody had a good storyline. Everybody had a good storyline.
And in a universe where these super powerful stones exist that can do lots of things, there's gonna be like plot holes, why didn't you do this here with that or whatever, and you could pick it apart or whatever. But they did the best they could with the 50 plus named characters in this movie that I don't even know how many there were, but there was a ton of named characters. I mean, but I mean, not getting spoilers, but characters you don't see in other movies come back for this one, and you haven't seen in a while, and heroes and villains. It's a huge conglomeration.
Fantastic.
And they did a fantastic job.
Fantastic movie. Absolutely watch it. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for joining us for the spoiler-free review. If you are new to our channel, thank you very much. If you guys like what we said and you are interested in hearing more, because we have a lot to say about the spoiler
it's gonna be a long
version of this. Subscribe down below, ring the bell so that you know when it comes out. And then anyway, as always, thank you. This is Michael.
This is Kyle.
And this has been a critique on the universe of Infinity War reactions.
I thought you were going to say review.
Okay, this has been a review on the Infinity War movie that just came out.
Later, guys.
That was not good.